I'd like to call the council meeting to order. Will everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have a very patriotic dog. She always liked to join us. Roll call, please.
Mayor Paul.
Here.
Vice Mayor Whitman.
Here.
Councilmember Alfonso.
Here.
Councilmember Starkey.
Here.
Councilmember Lewis.
Here.
Mr. Lemack.
Here.
Mr. Lewis. Here. Mr. Holste.
Here.
Mr. Weinthal.
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you very much. We always start our first meeting of the month off with public comments. Speakers will not be limited to the number of topics. However, discussion will not be permitted on any item on the agenda for public hearing. And when those items come up, you can speak at that time. Speakers will be limited to 3 minutes to address town council, and we'll take everybody in order. Is there anyone in the first row that would like to speak? Please state your name and address.
Donna Fernandez,
And Pastor Rick Fernandez.
7020 Nova Drive.
That's
Davie.
both our addresses.
Davie.
Well, first of all, we want to say thank you to the town for the many years that you guys have stood with us at Teen Challenge when it was alive. But I tell people, I say, even though Teen Challenge is no longer in South Florida, Rick and Donna are still here, and we're still serving in the community. We never left. We didn't come any sooner because we wanted to make sure things were going good for us, and they have been. For the past 3 years, we have become ambassadors for Christ Outreach, which is a community ministry helping out, doing the same exact thing, except we don't have a home to house people, but we refer them because we're still connected with Teen Challenge and other programs and reaching out, you know, and it's been a challenge, but it's been a good challenge. And we're doing real good, and we're happy. We're still here in the town of Davie. My wife and I have been here for about 35 years, living in this town. This is our home. Even though people try to get us to move, we say we like Davie, you know, so my wife.
Yeah, and thank you, Mayor Paul and council members. We that have come to our events, you always were there for us. Every time we asked you, every time we put it out there to you, you showed up, and we appreciate you so much. And we like what we're doing now. There's a lot less stress.
Thank you for being here.
And we're doing a lot more than we used to because we have more time
More
to get
outreach.
around. You have our information there. We ask you to please read it. We're here to serve. Anything that we can do to help families in the community, we're here to serve. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to see that you're here. Anyone else?
Good evening, Mayor, Town Council members, administrators, and members of the public who are with us this evening. My name is Cheryl Ellett, and I am the Town of Davie Relay for Life chairperson, here with Jeff Pullman and Leona Henry. As part of our team's efforts, we have been raising awareness and funds for the American Cancer Society. Through funds donated, time given, or awareness raised, we can accomplish anything when we come together in the fight against cancer. A special thank you to all the staff members and volunteers that have participated in supporting Team Horsing Around this year and the Relay for Life movement, and has donated to help raise funds to support vital cancer research. Thank you, thank you, thank you to each and every one of you. We could not have done it without you. This year, the town of Davie is partnering with the city of Cooper City, the city of Plantation, and the city of Weston. When everyone comes together, it's a powerful demonstration of our community's commitment to fight back against cancer and support those who have been affected by it. This year, the main Relay for Life event will take place this Saturday, April 18th from 5 to 10 p.m. at Plantation Central Park, located at 9151 Northwest 2nd Street. A survivor dinner will be held from 6 to 7:30 p.m. and a luminaria ceremony will take place beginning at 8:30 p.m. As part of our fundraising initiatives, Team Horsing Around will also be selling pulled chicken sandwiches and meatball sandwiches at the event. We will also be hosting some chance drawings with some great prizes, and there will be fun activities for the whole family to enjoy. We welcome everyone to come out and support the Relay for Life movement as we join together to bring awareness to individuals, families, and organizations in our community and to honor cancer survivors, remember loved ones lost, and raise funds to support vital cancer research. Our goal this year is to raise $10,000, and we're almost there. I'm excited to say. If anybody is watching and would like to join or support our team, it's simple. Simply scan the QR code and the link will take you to the Town of Davie's Team Horsing Around American Cancer Society website where you can donate to Team Horsing Around using a credit card or PayPal. The site is easy and secure. As I mentioned, we will have a lot of chance drawings prizes this year. We will also be selling this year a new platinum ticket for a full-day guided fishing trip in the Florida Keys with Captain Mike. He's actually one of our own firefighters. Tickets for this, our platinum tickets, are 1 for $50, or 3 tickets for $100, which is our best value. And this is good for 2 anglers, and it will be given away on Saturday. Our next are our golden tickets. This is for our sports memorabilia. So we actually have the tickets for this is 1 ticket for $10, 6 tickets for $50, or our best value is 14 tickets for $100. We have a signed autograph helmet by former Miami Dolphins quarterback Don Strott, a signed autograph Miami Heat photo of Tyler Hero, a Miami Heat autograph basketball signed, and a Jason Taylor autograph football. So we have some awesome prizes. So come out and join us. Once again, to donate, just click the QR code that you see. You can also go to the Town of Davie website, and there will be a link to Relay for Life. And we hope to see everybody on Saturday at 5 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good job. Such an important event. Is there anyone else in the first row? Second row? Third row?
Good evening, Town Council, Clerk, and other officials. My name is Jacqueline Rocha, and I'm proudly running for the mayor of the Town of Davie. I've been a resident of the town for almost 30 years and only have a deepening love for my home. See, I grew up poor here in Davie, amongst the slum and blight, as the CRA deemed my neighborhood to be, where what could be said held some truth, because there were times that we had to skip holidays at our home. Ramen and 99-cent frozen burritos were a few of my favorite meals, and the $7 pizza special on Wednesday at Delaventura was a treat. Actually, my very first job was at the age of 12, washing dishes in the kitchen of Delaventura, just so I could pay my phone bill at the cell phone store on Davie Road, one of the few old downtown Davie businesses still standing today. We'd attend Mass on Sundays at St. David, the same church I had my first communion and attended catechism. Then as a teenager, Army-Navy became a safe haven for myself and our neighborhood kids, as it was one of the few places that we were welcome to hang out after school and kept us off of the streets. Then next to this small strip of businesses was a field that was more weeds than grass and only offered a broken slab of concrete from the foundation of an old Davie bar, but it also offered the same semblance of safety. It was just a small patch of grass that I fought for so many years ago. Growing up here allowed me to be the humble woman that I am today, where I tip well at every turn, because my single mother, who made sure that we survived in a home of love, was able to do so as a bartender in neighboring Dania. Growing up poor in Davie enabled me to grow the business that I have today, where we focus on being a hand up to every age, race, religion, regardless of knowledge or experience. So understand, growing up in Davie only made me strong and resourceful. It allowed myself and my neighbors to cultivate, to share what we had, and to do what we could for each other, where the answer was never no, because there was always something that could be done, and there was always someone who could help. That's one of the beautiful things about our Davie residents, is that regardless of what our town threw at us, we persisted, we organized, and we overcame. So while our town has changed immensely, the leaders in our town have remained the same, and our community has gone long forgotten. So note that I am not a politician, nor will I treat this election, my neighbors, our town, or the seat of mayor as one. And to my neighbors and our residents, I look forward to restoring the respect and integrity that our town hall deserves, where my mood will not reflect how I deal with an issue or a concerned resident, and where my door will always be open. I look forward to not only introducing myself to all of you and actually earning your vote, but to making you proud of our town again, making you proud to be a resident here, previous, current, or prospective. Thank you.
Thank you. Nick? Someone, anybody else in the third row? Fourth row? There you go. Good evening.
Hey, Mayor, hey, councilors. You probably remember who I am. I was here a couple years ago. I'm not a big fan of standing out here in front to complain about what I have to complain about, but
Can
just
we
to
have
keep-
your name and
All right,
address?
my name's Tim Southby. I live at 6320 Southwest 39th Court. And I just gave you the pictures. You have them all up there. That's what this is going on here. So this is just so like I'm into plants, and I have been since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. And a farmer, moved down here, lived in Davie, and I work for the Fort Lauderdale government, and ISA certified arborist, and I am just sick and tired of this dumpster fire that's going on across the street from my house. Very, very frustrating, you know. And this is the first picture. This was taken the day before my birthday. If you want to know when my birthday is, it's October 7th. Day two's picture, this is this one. I came home early that day. This was the excavator in my front yard. This is in my sidewalk, and this was like at 12:30, I think, that day. I had to tell them to get off my effing property. And, you know, because I don't appreciate this. And the contractor knew had my name, my number, and everything. And in the one picture, you can see his truck's in here. In color, you can see it's black. No one could tell me nothing. You know, they still damaged the fence on my property. All the cracks on those sidewalks that you see, that was all caused by the excavator and the contractor going back and forth across my sidewalk. I'm not, the resident next door, who lives on the east side, has been, was very upset about a lot of the issues too. I have videos and everything. I haven't sent them all to you. You know, I'm great at documenting stuff, and this is just a condensed version of the photos. I have like over 50 photos of just the issues that have gone on since my birthday. I flew my niece down here on March 7th weekend, and we were sitting in my house. I'm like, what is that noise? And what was going on outside was a tractor trailer out front unloading an excavator and bulldozer out in the front of the street and making a mess. The whole weekend was when we were there at the house. It was just the rumbling going on and then doing all the work Saturday and the Sunday. If that's permitted, that's fine. But, you know, being that we're here, that we should know what's really going on, you know? I don't have really many nice things to say about Zona. They don't seem to care. You can see in the pictures that you guys got, like there's dead palm trees. This is the property. They have never been replaced. And the vegetation hasn't been replaced. Some of the pictures that you have, I highlighted them with my iPhone. That's where palm trees used to be. They've never been replaced. The irrigation doesn't work. This one here, this is why I call it the dumpster fire. I mean, this is what I see several times a week when I drive down my street. They're empty, just sitting out on the street, and then when coastal comes by and empties, guess what? The stuff that's left over lands on the street, and guess who drives over it? I've gone through 4 new tires on my truck. And that was why the picture wasn't showcasing my truck. It was showcasing just like the landscape. And I put it up as a buffer because I'm trying to diminish and not have to listen
I know
to
you've asked for an extension, so I've
Yeah.
allowed you one.
Okay, thank you. And but all those pictures you see up there, they were caused by all the construction that's gone on, and we as taxpayers, we pay for it, and this is what's left behind. And then when you have cracked concrete, that's when the water gets in and stuff starts upheaving, and then that's where the roots and everything, and it becomes a trip hazard. In those photographs also, that is where, I have videos of that, is that the excavator just came in and just hacked off the side of those oak trees on the neighbor's house to the east. There was no tree protection put up at all. There should have been, the city should, and the town should have had tree protection put on all that, and there was nobody out there watching it. And they were not happy with what was going on. She was very upset. She was actually crying to me, and I told her that she needed to do something, but that's where these pictures are. Mine are all in black and white, because I'd already spent $100 at Office Depot yesterday, and I wasn't gonna spend any more money on it. And, you know, this building is only like 7 years old, and it's got like the cheapest paint job you could ever imagine on it. And this is what I have to look at every day when I come home. When I come home working my long day working for the city, this is what I get to look at, this building that looks like it's like 60 years old with this terrible paint job, rust hanging down, and then this picture here with the Nissan in it, I even called the police and called code. It had an invalid tag on it, had a flat tire, the window was open, and they wouldn't do anything about it. It's like they don't want to help. They don't want to help you guys just say you want to clean the community up. It's not looking like it. And Zona, I mean, we're going on over 6 months now, and it's not even done yet. And the one picture you see, because you guys got the color ones up there, that's the asphalt that they just like left in the swale after they were done doing asphalt that day, and that's been sitting in front of, across from my house for 2 weeks. Just a pile of black asphalt sitting there. When the last time I was here at the meeting, I was told I was only gonna get a manhole in front of my house, not a drainage, and that's why this all happened. And then I have this huge now, as in the pictures that you can see, that it dips way down now, my swale. I know I live in a flood zone, I understand that, and I want drainage, but I wasn't wanting this, and I don't need like the cockroaches and the palmetto bugs and all this other fun stuff. But, you know, just the sidewalk alone is just, I mean, it's been highlighted in several ones, just so you guys can see. And it lines up completely with the way the excavator was. And we know swales are supposed to hold water for 3 days. They're supposed to, but this one in front of my house now holds water all the time. And it lines up, if you look at it, that's why I circled it, it lines up with the tracks of the excavator, because he was there like that day, and all that excessive weight like compressed the asphalt down. So it doesn't matter if I wash my truck 3 times a week or 4 times a week, and it gets splashed over, the water just sits there all the time. And it's just that this is the front of my house. This is what I have to look at every day. And I think that if anyone else had to look at it every single day, they'd want to be up here complaining too, you know? The neighbors behind me and that, you know, they have issues too with this, like, you know, and theirs are valid as well. But there's just, the issues just go on. As you can see, they're in the booklet. And, you know, the booklet was only meant for 10 photos, and I wanted to tell you guys exactly what's really going on out there. I don't know if you've seen what's going on out there. John Ligori knows exactly who I am. Cheryl knows exactly who I am. And, you know, and I got lots of stuff to do, just like they have lots of things to do, and I'm only calling, we're not calling to give praise. We're just like, we just want to get stuff fixed. We want this done and over with. Like, we know a parking lot's gonna go in, you know you're gonna do everything you're gonna be doing, but you know what, like, just get it over with. Like, why does it have to be going on for well over 6 months? You know, we call it the cheapest paint you can find on the building. You know, there's a light fixture that's been hanging for 8 months on the side of the building. It's just like, It's just a joke. Like, where's the property management looking after it? I mean, the property management companies that we used to have to deal with years ago, I mean, they had to do tours. Like, where do they walk around the building with their eyes closed? Because, I mean, if they did that, they would see what, if they didn't do that, then they would see what the issues are going out there, so. But it's all there for you, you know. Maybe you guys will drive down the street and you can see the hot mess that's going on over there, and you'll understand my frustration. And you're more than welcome to come knock on my door. I'm home most days after 2:30. All right, thank you for your time. Greatly appreciate it. No, I'm good. That's it. It's all there. All right.
What? Did you hear what I said? I'm sorry, I didn't have my mic on. But you did have additional time.
No, I know. I'm all good.
That's all right. Is there anybody else that wants to speak in the?
Good evening, Town Council, Mayor Paul. My name's Tom Kilroy. I live at 6320 Southwest 39th Court in Davie. I wanted to welcome Mayor Paul to the Handicapped Club of the World. I noticed she came by the mobile station that is just south of the Zona Village last Thursday. I happened to be there walking my dog on my lunch break, and Mayor Paul came by in her car and asked me if I could fill up her tank for her, because she's handicapped, because her horse hurt her leg in her front yard or whatever. So I was more than happy to do that, and I did, and I filled her tank up for her, and she thanked me, and I wanted to challenge her, because I started thinking about the lack of handicap parking and access to the Zona Village complex. And I looked deeply into it since that day until this morning. And there are exactly 0 spaces available to the public for handicapped access to the Zona Village complex, whether it be on the north parking lot, where it's a combination of gravel and asphalt, the new south parking lot where there's 37 spaces and there's absolutely 0 handicap spots there, or there's 7 spots within the Zona Village building itself if you go inside there, but those require key card access, which the average person coming down on a Friday night to go to one of the establishments in Davie would not be able to have access to at all. So I challenged the mayor to drive around in her car with her handicap placard and find a place as a unprivileged, normal human, being, resident of the town, and try to find a place to park. And the ADA has very, very strict restrictions on how many parking spaces in parking lots need to be handicapped, how many parking lot spaces need to be van accessible handicap, which take even more space. There's, like I said, there's 0 to the south, there's 0 to the north, there's very few in the inside that no one has access to. And I would bet my last dollar that the new parking lot that's being built right now has got 0 handicap spots in it as well. So it's necessary, and I think it needs to be looked at further. And the ADA is very serious. They don't issue variances, and they take this very seriously. So,
Thank you very much, and I really appreciated your help.
it was my pleasure.
Thank you. Mr. Lemack, did you, oh, never mind. I'll let the next speaker come up first.
Mayor, I'm sorry.
I just didn't know whether you wanted to address the ADA issue, but we have one more speaker that I think.
Yeah, we'll wait for the next
Okay,
speaker. Thank you.
thank you.
Good evening, Mayor Paul,
Hi, how are you?
Town Council members. Welcome to our new Mayor at Large, Jacqueline Rocha. My name's Robin Flanagan. I reside at 3881 Southwest 63rd Avenue in Davie. I'd like to respectfully request 2-minute rebuttal after public comments, if time permits.
I can understand what you said.
I'd like to request a 2-minute rebuttal if time requests after everyone gets to speak within that 30. It's your decision. It's up to you.
Yeah, okay.
I'm here this evening to address serious and ongoing public safety concerns that I have repeatedly brought to the town's attention through numerous emails, code compliance, town attorney, town administrator emails that have gone largely unanswered without even basic knowledge. The only town employee who has consistently demonstrated professionalism and responsiveness is Jillian Brewster. She's the sheriff. And the level of service that should be standard, not the exception. Meanwhile, well-funded developers, including the Bedzo entity, SEBA Group, Zona Village, RAC, and ZVP LLC, continue operating with what appears to be little or no enforcement of town codes. These violations are not minor. They're directly impacting public safety. ADA violations. 202-unit residential complex has restricted access handicap parking behind a gated entrance, effectively denying access to those who need it most. Off-site parking hazards. An additional parking lot contains 47 spaces with 0 ADA compliant parking. An additional parking lot contains, it was located across a 2-lane highway. There's no safe pedestrian crossing, crosswalk, dangerous design conditions. Vehicles are double parked against a solid concrete wall due to incomplete development, creating safety risks for residents, visitors. Noise ordinance violations. Construction activity continues beyond permitted hours, violating the town's section 15, impacting residents' quality of life. Despite repeated complaints, these issues remain unresolved. The town of Davie has both the authority and the obligation to enforce its own codes fairly and consistently. Selectively enforcement undermines public trust and places residents at risk. I respectfully ask this council, when will enforcement action be taken? Why are these violations being allowed to continue? What corrective measures will be implemented immediately to protect residents and visitors and the disabled? I stand here not just for myself, but for my neighbors and the broader community who deserve safety, accessibility, accountability. So, with the Bedzos, their response to the handicap parking is underneath the Zona Village, gated, key-coded, so it's not accessible to the public. And that's a huge federal issue. So I'd like for the town, you Mayor Paul, to drive around and actually see what's going on, because it's a very hazardous situation that puts you on notice now, and you're violating federal ADA rules and regulations. Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate your time.
Mr. Lemack, would you like to address that, please?
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, Ms. Flanagan has communicated with us over a series of time, articulating what she believes to be the violations of handicap parking. I can assure you that we've spent extensive time researching this from both our ADA compliance officer and all our disciplines in the town. We have sent a very detailed response to her, formally identifying every one of her concerns. At this particular point, we believe we are in compliant for it, and our next step would be to send the information to the Department of Justice or the DOJ, who has the handicap responsibilities to look at under the American with Disabilities Act, and that will be what we'll be doing next, and having the DOJ to take a look in advancement of what we've already have completed.
I hope that answers your question on that.
Well, it didn't, because I never received anything.
No, that's all right. I'm just, by. That's all right. Thank you very much. Is there anybody else that wishes to speak?
Good evening, Mayor Paul, Town Council members, guests. My name is Jason Ramsey, 7672 Northwest 5th Street, Plantation. Unfortunately, I'm not a resident of Davie, but I do love our town. I am here today on behalf of the Veterans Advisory Board and the Florida Veterans Coalition, as well as the Broward Veterans Coalition. We have a program in which we can give a brand new cell phone with up to 2 years of free service with unlimited talk, text, and data to any resident in the state of Florida that is a veteran. Brand new cell phone, like I said, 2 years of service, unlimited talk, text, and data. It's for all of our veterans. We put the flyer out at the last Veterans Breakfast, and I already have 30 people that have asked me to bring phones to our next breakfast on Tuesday. We started this program less than a month ago, and on Friday, we will complete our last box where we have delivered over 600 phones to veterans within Broward County. We have the May 1st, we're going to the Miami VA hospital, and we will be distributing 500 phones down there. So if anybody knows any veterans that are in need, I've reached out to Matt Broward with the Homeless Alliance, anybody that's at risk. PD and FD also have my information. If they run into any veterans in need, they can always distribute the flyer, distribute my contact information, and we can get the veterans a free cell phone. There's no cost, no credit card, no contract. It's 100% free. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak? Seeing none, then I'll close the public comments portion of the meeting. We'll go on to presentations. First presentation is Mr. Pullman from Parks and Rec to talk about the Vietnam Memorial Moving Wall.
Yes. Thank you. Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Town Council, Administration, staff, and members of the public. Jeff Pullman, Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts Director. And this is a good segue from Jason's previous update on the cell phones. But tonight I'll be providing an update on the town of Davie hosting the Vietnam Memorial Moving Wall at the Bergeron Rodeo Grounds as part of many of our events hosted by the town to celebrate America 250 this year. Before I do, just a brief recap on how we got to this point. On June 3rd, 2025, Town Council directed staff to assess the feasibility of hosting a temporary Vietnam Memorial Wall in the town in 2026. Staff then, in collaboration with the Veterans Coalition of Coral Springs, reviewed their event that they hosted in May of 2023 and gauged interest in a partnership opportunity. On September 3rd, 2025, Town Council supported a partnership event between the town and the Veterans Coalition of Coral Springs to host the Vietnam Memorial Wall at the Bergeron Rodeo Grounds. Phil and Jason are both here from the Veterans Coalition. They also participate in a number of our Veterans Affairs events hosted by the town, and they've been instrumental in planning and ultimately the overall success of the event that's coming up in just a couple weeks. The Vietnam Memorial Moving Wall is a half-scale replica of the Vietnam Memorial in Washington, D.C., and it contains the names of over 58,000 servicemen and women who sacrificed their lives during the Vietnam conflict. The Vietnam Memorial Wall will arrive in Davie on Thursday, April 23rd. The Davie Police Department will escort the moving wall from Plantation in coordination with Plantation Police Department, traveling through all 4 districts of Davie, passing every public school with the exception of Hawks Bluff, because unfortunately it added about an hour and a half to our route, and we have a very limited time frame to install the wall. The Veterans Coalition has coordinated with all the schools along the route, and they've agreed to participate by having their children come out to the gates and wave American flags as the wall passes by to welcome the wall into Davie. The route will also include passing the Davie Police Station, Fire Station 65, as well as temporary town hall before ending at the Bergeron Rodeo Grounds. The Vietnam Memorial Wall will be open to the public for passive viewing from Friday, April 24th at 8 o'clock a.m. through Monday, April 27th at 8 o'clock a.m., 24 hours a day for anybody who would like to come and visit the memorial. Throughout the weekend, we'll also host several small ceremonies. Guest speakers are limited to veterans and active duty military, which have been vetted and coordinated by the Veterans Coalition. We will also be honoring local veterans, honor guards, JORTC groups, ROTC groups, veterans organizations, and Veterans Affairs group throughout the weekend. Each ceremony will include a presentation of colors from local honor guards, singing or the performance of the national anthem by local groups and singers, and the reading of at least 15 names from the memorial. If anybody knows anybody here locally and would like to have a particular name read off the wall, we can also assist in coordinating that with the coalition. We do have a couple that have requested that already. Each scheduled program will also highlight at least one of the 5 service branches involved in the Vietnam conflict. This is a list of the schedule of events if anybody would like to attend one of the coordinated events, or if somebody wants to come just for passive viewing, they can do so at any time throughout the weekend. But on Friday, April 24th at 9 o'clock a.m., Broward County Schools are coordinating field trips for many of our county schools. They'll be on site between 9 to 10 a.m., and the coalition will be giving an introduction and history of the moving wall and the Vietnam conflict. Friday, April 24th at 6 o'clock p.m., Thomas Captain Snook of the U.S. Coast Guard will be our guest speaker. And then Saturday, April 25th at 12 o'clock p.m. is what we're calling our welcoming home ceremony. This is the biggest kind of ceremony throughout the weekend. Colonel Connie Christensen, U.S. Army, will be one of the guest speakers. She also spoke at a veterans ceremony we hosted a couple years ago. John Chicky Donahue, Merchant Marine, and Miss Carter, mother of Medal Honor recipient Private First Class Bruce Carter, U.S. Marine Corps, will be on site, and she will also have his Medal of Honor on display, as well as 2 other Medal of Honors to display during that event. On Saturday, April 25th at 6 o'clock p.m., Bruce Eisner, U.S. Air Force. Sunday, April 26th at 2 o'clock p.m., Lieutenant Steve Amaret, U.S. Navy, who's also on our Veterans Advisory Committee. And Sunday, April 26th at 6 o'clock p.m., Leland Upshaw, Marine Corps. Each ceremony will last about 45 minutes if somebody plans to attend. So just as a reminder, the town of Davie, we're very excited to host this, the Vietnam Memorial Moving Wall, from 8 a.m. Friday, April 24th to 8 a.m. Monday, April 27th at the Bergeron Rodeo Grounds, located at 4201 Rodeo Way. If there are any questions, I'm happy to answer it, but we're very excited to host this as part of America 250. It is a somber event for the memorial being hosted here, and we will have staff as well as Davie PD and the Veterans Coalition on site 24 hours throughout the memorial being on site to answer any questions. We also have papers to take etchings off the wall, to pull names off the wall as well, and the coalition will be dressing up the wall, but we have a very tight timeline to welcome it to Davie and then have it installed to open on Friday morning.
This is just a very wonderful event, and we want to thank everybody that has taken part in this, especially the Vietnam veterans, and we look forward to this event. It's going to be beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next presentation is the interlocal agreement between Broward County and the town of Davie for the design phase of a regional biosolids management facility. David Stambaugh, Interim Utilities Director.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Lemack was going to introduce, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Thank you, Mayor. I'll be calling David up in just a second. Richard Lemack, Town Administrator, thank you. Yep, as mentioned, Mayor, we're going to talk about the interlocal agreement today for the design phase of the Regional Biosolids Management Facility. I just want to introduce who we're going to hear from today, who's present with us. You can go ahead and change that for me, thanks. Yeah, so Marciana Lewis, Deputy Town Administrator, is here. I'm going to be asking David Stambaugh, our Utilities Director, to take us through the presentation. With him, we have Evelyn Valero, our Assistant Utilities Director, John McGarry, Chief Operating Waste and our Wastewater Plant, and Brianna LaPapa, our Compliance and Efficiency Manager. And we also have Mark Damanen. Mark is the Operations Manager from Broward County Water and Wastewater Services, and we appreciate him joining us tonight as well. So let me step aside and ask David to come up and take us through a presentation. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members, and staff and public in attendance tonight. Again, my name is David Stambaugh. I'm your Utilities Director. I'm going to walk you through a very brief presentation on biosolids and kind of go through what it is, some regulatory updates, and then some alternatives and recommendations moving forward. So what is biosolids? Biosolids is a byproduct of our treatment process. I would like to encourage us to change the word wastewater treatment to water purification, because that's what we do. We purify water for beneficial uses. In this case, biosolids is a byproduct from that. It's an organic byproduct that does have nutrient qualities to it. When treated and dewatered, it can be safely used by the public, and it also can be used as soil quality improvements. A couple of pictures here. Obviously, it is safe, and that's what our goal is. A picture over on the right was the environmental sustainability slide. That's a common practice today, where the biosolids are dried and treated and then land applied. Many of those sites are becoming fewer and far between, and now these sites are primarily located in Central and North Florida. A little bit on our town facilities. We have two wastewater treatment facilities, or AKA water purification facilities. The System 2 plant is our older plant. It's got a capacity of 4.85 million gallons per day. Out of that plant in 2025, we produced around 3,400 wet tons of biosolids. The newer facility, System 4, the reclamation facility, that's a 3.5 million gallon a day facility, and out of that plant, 864 wet tons were produced. Just take note of the differences in numbers. Thanks to your decisions in the past, we now have a more efficient system producing similar treatment capacities with a lot less byproducts. If you can compare those numbers, that's one of our, I guess, our goals moving forward, is to become more environmentally sustainable. Regulatory overview. I believe I just heard our compliance manager go boo-hoo inside, but she didn't say it outside. I digress, but in all seriousness, this is what we live by. We live by regulations and being in compliance. And we have a team. Mr. Lemack introduced the team to us. These are the folks that work night and day, blood, sweat, and tears to produce the quality of water and the service that we have today. So to that, I should throw a big shout out and thank you for keeping us up to speed and within standards. Just an overview. EPA, CFR Part 503, that essentially started the biosolids regulations. That was established, I believe, in 1987. Then moving into Florida, we have Chapter 62640 of the Florida Administrative Code that now governs biosolids. Just some very brief descriptions of the different classes of biosolids. Class AA is what we're after. That's what we want to treat to those standards. They're very strict, reducing pollutants and pathogens and vector attraction principles. Just so you know, vector attraction is essentially a measurement of the attraction by nuisance animals, rodents, insects, and things like that. So that's part of it. You can see here the nutrient management plan. That is not required for the Class AA, but essentially that regulates how much nutrients are applied to the land application site so that we don't essentially overdo it. Class A is the intermediate. Similar to AA, it does also reduce the pathogens and pollutants. Some of the metals aren't at the standards of Class AA, but in this case, a nutrient management plan is definitely required, but it is also safe for public use. And finally, Class B, that's what we are producing today. It's the standard treatment. It does reduce pathogens. It does also require the nutrient management plan, but there are restrictions on the land application sites, and that's what we're seeing, tightening regulations coming forward for what we're producing today, and that's Class B. In 2021, these standards became more stringent, and we're looking for even more coming down the road, but in 2021, the standards got tighter, further restricting land application nutrient management rules to minimize the migration of nutrients into public water bodies. Just a quick overview. We know now that land application for Class B is becoming more and more difficult. And I mentioned earlier the dwindling of available sites to apply the Class B solids. You can see on the pictures down below, in 2021, we had roughly 130 sites available, dwindling down to 40, 70% reduction in just a few years. Some counties, such as Treasure Coast, has banned Class B land application altogether, and we know that more of these sites are going to start falling off of our availability list. Down at the bottom, we also see that the emerging contaminants and future impacts. We know that with the restrictions that are coming forward with the PFAS contaminants, those are going to start being a major role in what we can do. As of July 1st, we are now testing for PFAS, not only in our effluent, the treated wastewater, but also in the biosolids. So you can just tell that that's where the regulations are going, where we're going to be even more restrictive on what we can use the biosolids for. Of note, please note the Senate Bill 290 that was signed by the governor just a few weeks ago. That actually is restricting, you can only apply Class AA to land application sites. So you can see, as I've mentioned many times, the regulations are getting tighter, and that's where we need to get ahead of the game, and that's what this presentation is about, is just identifying some of these goals for futures. So what are our alternatives? One, do what we're doing today. Continue to produce the Class B, continue to rely on haulers for disposal, for hauling the Class B that we produce up to those sites in Central and North Florida. Just the number, in 2025, we spent roughly $250,000 on that. We do budget more than that because obviously there's a lot of fluctuations in those costs, whether it's fuel prices, restrictions on land application sites, they're becoming fewer and far between, and all the things that we know can fluctuate common costs today. And then of course we are in the waiting game. We're going to wait for another solution. The other alternative that we are looking at that doesn't seem as a viable option is to construct our own facility. If you can imagine, we have a lot ahead of us if we wanted to go that route. We have to find the location. Where is it going to be able to be suited and not have a lot of pushback from the local communities? We know that there's going to be a higher capital cost and operation cost. And we still, at the end of the day, have to seek a beneficial use for the end product. What are we going to do with it? Are we going to try to sell it, bag it as fertilizer? All of those things, we are not in that ball game, if you will, today. So we have a lot of work ahead of us if that would be a solution that we want to pursue. And finally, the one that we feel like is the most viable option is to join the Broward County's regional solution, which in Broward, there are 11 wastewater treatment utilities, all of which have participated in the studies to seek out the regional solutions. As of today, 6 of those utilities have committed and are executing interlocal agreements with Broward County. There are 3 others, Hollywood, Pembroke Pines, and Fort Lauderdale, that are seeking other solutions at this point. They have their own specifics behind their pursuits, such as Hollywood already produces a Class AA product. So why would they join the Broward County team to retreat it and go further? They actually add chemicals and other things to their product, which makes more volume, so they have a different path that they have to pursue. Regardless of what they decide today, they do have an opportunity to join with Broward County down the road, but that would assumably be at a higher cost because they're coming in late in the game. The only 2 that remain as TBD, of course, is us and Cooper City, and at this point, we feel like this is likely our best option. Just some general numbers, and these are numbers that we're still working through, and we'll bring that back to you in a more exact figure at a later date. But we've established that Davie would need approximately 2% of the overall capacity of that future facility. That's based on numbers like in 2025, what we needed to haul off, with a little bit of an uptick in what we think the future may demand. So that 2% of the capacity would translate to 2% of the overall cost for that facility. So these numbers are very general, and like I said, we'll bring that back. That facility, of course, would be operated and maintained by Broward County. A little bit about the treatment that's being pursued. It's a thermal heat drying process that essentially heats up the biosolids that in turn reduces the pathogens, the odors. It becomes safe for public use, and it is marketable as a fertilizer. And of course, the whole goal in this would be compliant with the regulations. A little bit of the timeline, just to mention, this is not the first time we've heard of this. Actually, in 2023, the town agreed to participate in the regional study. And so really that was the first step. Now we are essentially at the second step, which is executing an interlocal agreement for the design phase of the facility. There will be a later date. I just estimated 2028 because essentially a 2-year time frame before we actually see the end result of the design, and now we're talking what are the construction and operational costs. So that'll be at a down the road date. The numbers of what was budgeted for the facility are conservative. Just speaking with the team at Broward County, they do feel like we're conservative, and obviously are hoping to come in under these numbers, but we have to start somewhere. So for the design phase, we've estimated that to be around 50 million. So just simple math, 2% of 50 million would translate to about $1 million of cost contributed by the town. Similarly, in the construction phase, it's a conservative estimate of 500 million, and that 2% number would essentially be $10 million. So this is the final slide. Just as I've mentioned a few times, our recommendation, there will be another meeting that we bring back the ILA with more exact figures, but it would be to approve executing of the ILA with Broward County. Again, I mentioned the 6,000 wet tons that we're projecting is a little bit of an increase from what we're doing today, it's just to buy us a little bit more capacity for future needs of unknowns. Again, equal to 2%. The $1 million that we've talked about. The design phase, I just mentioned here that it is a 2-year process, and our contributions would be biannual payments across the 2-year period. So with that, I'll conclude the presentation. Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions? Susan?
First of all, I want to thank you for such an extensive presentation, but more importantly, for the briefing I received. And you were able, and staff was able to address a lot of my questions and concerns. In other words, the other options and how much that would cost over time, or whether or not it would cost us. And we all know rail or truck, those costs would escalate over time as it was. So in looking at all the other options and studying some of those scenarios, I think it is the best option, obviously, what staff has recommended. The questions were always on whether or not we can get the return on investment, I guess you could call it that, over time when we're looking at the others possibly coming in, hopefully, the other municipalities at a later date, because then you get a better leverage of cost on what they would end up paying for as a cumulative effort. So I do think that your recommendations are the best. And like I said, the extensive presentation that we had received in a briefing has also helped us quite a bit in understanding and answering a lot of my questions. You guys have been studying this now, I want to say upwards of 4 or 5 years at least minimal, and what we've been dealing with. And then also, you know, it seems like every year we're getting something else that's going to be a mandate, or we see the horizon of legislation that's coming down the pike of what could also show us what's planned in the future. So I think this is, when you factor that in as well, this is probably the best effort we could do. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I will support it this evening.
Any other questions? I think I'm seeing the grinding.
Sobering. My only question is, Mr. Administrator, $1 million over the next 2 years, when would be the first payment, when would be the second payment? Is that in the current budget anticipated, or are we gonna have to look at a change?
We're going to wait till you actually approve it, but before we do anything, which will be coming back at the first meeting in May, and after that is we'll identifying the funds out of the utility to be able to do that, not the general fund. David, if you want to add that, but I know that we plan on making that over a couple of payments, correct?
The simple answer to your question, yes, we are preparing for that in the budget. There's obviously some timing that we don't know of when the actual design phase and everything will kick off. So obviously it doesn't start the repayments or the payments until then. But absolutely, this is something that we have been monitoring for many, many years and preparing for. So we feel like we're ready. Yes.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Again, I'd like to also say thank you. This has been quite a lengthy process, and having the ability to look into this in such depth and in an excellent way that you have done, we really appreciate it. It makes it not any easier to understand sometimes, but we have to look at it very, very carefully and pick the best course for our residents in relationship to cost and to methodology. So thank you again for your time and effort. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you for your time.
When can we anticipate that the ILA?
I think you said it was coming in May.
Yes, ma'am, it'll be in May.
Okay, we're going to move on to consent agenda, and we're going to start with those items that are tabled. We've had a request from the applicant to table the following items to May 20th. A delegation request for Cameron Cove and the site plan for Cameron Cove. May I have a motion for number 15, the delegation request?
I'll make a motion to table number 15 delegation request and number 16 site plan for Cameron Cove to May 20th, 26.
Do we vote on those together, Mr.?
Yes, because they're consent, you could do them together.
Okay, thank you. So we have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimous, thank you. On 17 and 18, applicant is requesting a tabling to June 3rd. The site plan is for 5600 Southwest 61st Avenue, and the plat is for 5600 development. May I have a motion?
I'll make the motion to table number 17 site plan and number 18 plat to June 3rd.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's unanimous. Thank you. Now we have all of our public hearing items that are being tabled, and we need to do each one of these separately.
Yes, Mayor, and voice vote.
And voice vote on each of them.
Roll call vote, I'm sorry.
Roll call, you're right, roll call. Number 23 is a quasi-judicial. The applicant is requesting a tabling to May 20th. This is on 79th Avenue, 2471, 2871. It's Cameron Cove. May I have a motion?
Motion to table number 23 variance for Cameron Cove to May 20th.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Starkey?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis?
Yes.
Mayor Paul?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Whitman?
Yes.
Councilmember Alfonso?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Number 24 is a rezoning. This is a request by the applicant to table to June 3rd. This is going from, this is a rezoning. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to table the number 24 rezoning to June 3rd.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Alfonso?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Whitman?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis?
Yes.
Councilmember Starkey?
Yes.
Mayor Paul?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Number 25 is a variance. This also to be tabled to June 3rd. This is on 5600 Southwest 61st Avenue.
I'll make a motion to table item 25, the variance, till the June 3rd meeting.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Paul?
Yes.
Councilmember Alfonso?
Yes.
Councilmember Starkey?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Whitman?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Number 26 is also a variance on 5600 Southwest 61st Avenue, tabling to June 3rd. May I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to table number 26 variance to June 3rd.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Whitman?
Yes.
Mayor Paul?
Yes.
Councilmember Starkey?
Yes.
Councilmember Alfonso?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Number 27 is a variance to be tabled to June 3rd, is also 5600 Southwest 61st Avenue. May I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to table number 27 variance to June 3rd.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Lewis?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Whitman?
Yes.
Councilmember Alfonso?
Yes.
Councilmember Starkey?
Yes.
Mayor Paul?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. And number 28, staff is requesting a tabling of the following to June 3rd. This is a comprehensive plan amendment. It was approved on first reading on March 18th.
Motion to table number 28 comprehensive plan amendment to June 3rd.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Lewis?
Yes.
Councilmember Starkey?
Yes.
Mayor Paul?
Yes,
Councilmember Alfonso?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Whitman?
Yes.
Motion passes.
thank you. Now we can look at the consent agenda. Does anybody need to pull anything from the consent agenda? May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion approved, consent agenda.
Second.
Roll call.
Do you want to do a voice?
I can do a voice?
Yes.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's unanimous. Thank you. So that takes care of up until number 20. Am I correct?
Up until, that's correct, 19. So 19 is the first public hearing item.
Public hearings, okay. Okay, number 19, that's, oh, Leona, I wouldn't forget Leona. This is the CIP amendment. Mr. Weinthal, would you read the resolution by title?
Yes, Mayor. A resolution of the Town of Davie, Florida, approving the Third Amendment to the 10-year capital improvements program for the Town of Davie for fiscal years 2026 through 2035, providing for severability, providing for conflict, and providing for an effective date.
If anyone from the public wish to speak on the CIP amendment, you can come forward at this time. Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Is there any comment or discussion by council? Any questions? Thank you very much. As usual, Leona has done an excellent job. We always appreciate her hard work.
And Jonathan.
And Jonathan, yeah. Could I have a motion to approve in a second, please?
I'll make a motion to approve number 19, the CIP amendment.
Second.
May I have a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Alfonso?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Whitman?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis?
Yes.
Councilmember Starkey?
Yes.
Mayor Paul?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Number 20 is a code amendment. It was approved on first reading on March 18th. Mr. Weinthal, would you read the ordinance by title, please?
Yes, Mayor. In ordinance to the Town of Davie, Florida, amending Chapter 12, Article 8, Sections 12-260 titled Lighting Standards, 12-261 Street Lighting, 12-262 Night Sky Regulations, providing for severability, providing for conflicts, and providing for an effective date.
Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to speak for or against this item? You can come forward at this time. Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Any discussion from council? Any questions? No? May I have a motion to approve in a second?
Motion to approve night sky ordinance.
Second.
Code amendment.
Roll call vote, please.
Vice Mayor Whitman?
Yes.
Councilmember Starkey?
Yes.
Councilmember Alfonso?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis?
Yes.
Mayor Paul?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Okay. Number 21 is a budget amendment. This is a first reading, with the second and final reading is going to be held on May 6th. Mr. Weinthal, would you read the ordinance by title, please?
Yes, Mayor. An ordinance to the Town of Davie, Florida, authorizing the Second Amendment to the fiscal year 2026 budget, providing for conflict, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you very much. If there's anyone in the audience who wishes to speak for or against this item, you can come forward at this time. Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Is there anyone on council that has any questions or discussion?
They've been answered by staff. Thank them very
Thank
much.
you. Questions? No? Okay, then may I have a motion to approve in a second?
Motion to approve the budget amendment.
Second.
And a second, thank you. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Starkey?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis?
Yes.
Mayor Paul?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Whitman?
Yes.
Councilmember Alfonso?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, number 22 is a variance, and this is a public hearing item. Mr. Weinthal, will you read the resolution by title?
Yes, Mayor, and quasi has been waived.
Thank you.
A resolution of the Town of Davie, Florida, taking final action on variance application V25-171 Suarez, providing for severability, providing for conflict, and providing for an effective date. This is a supermajority vote.
Okay, is there any member of the public that wishes to speak? Is the applicant here? Would you like to say a few words, or you're going to go on the merits of the item, right? Okay, thank you. No one else would like to speak for or against? Thank you. I'll then close the public hearing. Is there anyone from town council that has any questions or concerns? I think this is very clear and, as far as I'm concerned, acceptable. So I'm going to ask for a motion to approve and a second.
And since it's my district, can I have the honor?
Oh, sure, go ahead.
I make a motion to approve the variance for Suarez.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Alfonso?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Whitman?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis?
Yes.
Councilmember Starkey?
Yes.
Mayor Paul?
Yes,
Motion passes.
thank you. See, it was worth the wait, right? Congratulations, good job.
Enjoy the pool.
Yes. I think everything else has been tabled. And our report items include Arbor Day in Davie, April 24th, the National Fallen Firefighters Memorial Service, which is May 3rd, and Water Conservation Month, which is the month of April. Appointments, one of our favorite things. Broward League of Cities, 20, 26, 27 board and committee appointments.
Yes, I do have a committee appointment.
For the League of Cities or committee?
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Okay.
committee.
We're going to take care of the league first. We need
Sorry.
to, would you,
Currently, we have Councilmember Starkey. And then as the director, the alternate's been vacant, and the second alternate is Councilmember Lewis.
okay.
I'm going to be as bold as I am in life, and I'm going to make a motion to appoint myself again. Because I know none of you
Because
really
you
want-
know we were
I
going to
know
do it
none of you
anyway.
wanna do it. So I preface it on that.
Yes. You've done this for so long, you've got it down pat.
Yeah, but you guys don't want to do it, so it's like I might as well keep it.
It's not that we don't want to do it, but you just do it so well, so.
Thank you.
And you have all of those, that knowledge and that, know
see what
all the
that means?
people that are
Yeah.
involved. You do a good job, so.
Let's see if I get a second.
And then every year, you always get that Hometown Hero Award,
I
so
got it again this year.
Yay,
Thank you. I didn't
very
even
good.
announce that yet.
that's great, so. And there was a second?
There's definitely a
Yes.
second.
Oh, wait a
Second.
minute, you have to nominate her. She can't nominate herself.
Oh,
I can't?
I don't think
I
so.
think we've done it in the past.
You can?
She can
Oh,
nominate
okay.
herself.
Somebody
It's-
did
Oh,
at one
okay.
point.
She can nominate
And then-
herself, it's okay.
Yeah, and this you
Okay,
can.
thank you.
She can't second, though. We do
I
need someone
You
else.
got a
to
second.
second. Very good. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Let me
That's
think about it.
unanimous. Congratulations.
Yay.
Now we need the alternate,
Okay.
and I think we have a new person here that we might,
I will volunteer.
Oh, so
If
I
somebody will help me.
nominate
Yay.
yourself. Go on, you can do this.
and I'll second that.
Oh, yeah, nominate.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimous. Thank you. And then, Councilmember Lewis, would you like to be the alternate's alternate again?
Alternate. We got
Thank
him.
you. All,
Nominated himself for alternate.
and
I'll second.
It's been seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's unanimous. Ah,
Congratulations.
congratulations, everybody.
Congratulations, everyone.
Councilmember Alfonso, you have an appointment?
A committee appointment, the
Yeah.
Agricultural Environmental Advisory Board. I just like to nominate Mr. Jeff Hurd, who is a Davie resident who loves trees and agriculture. And I've had the pleasure of knowing him for about 8 years, and he was willing to serve, so
Very
since it was
good.
vacant, I'm bringing him to the fray.
Good, thank you very much. I'll second that. May we have, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimous. Although I don't think that had to be approved, but We just doubled it for you. We have no committee recommendations that I know of, old business or new business. We have our next council meeting. Actually, it says May 6th, and that's not correct, right?
That's correct, May 6th. May 6th, yes, Mayor, that's correct.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. What threw me off was because this is the second meeting, but it was the first, and that's why we had the open speak. So, so we'll have, our meetings are scheduled now through July 22nd with some time off during the summer. We'll start off with our mayor and council members' comments. Councilmember Whitman, would you like to start?
Thank you, Mayor. Proud to announce last Tuesday, April 7th, the CERT program had 12 graduates. Congratulations to our new 2026 CERT members. Saturday, April 18th, is also the Weekly Brothers Rodeo. We'll start at 7:30 p.m. at the Bergeron Rodeo Grounds. The Davie Pine Island Fitness and Aquatic Center pool is temporarily closed for repairs and maintenance and will reopen on Sunday, April 19th. For any inquiries or concerns regarding the pool closure or your membership, please contact the Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts team at 954-797-3926. Arbor Day will be observed on Wednesday, April 22nd at Peaceful Ridge Park located at 3000 South Flamingo Road from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. For more information, contact Tim Lee, Urban Forester, at 954-797-1038. On Saturday, May 2nd, the town will be hosting the Touch a Truck event at the Bergeron Rodeo Grounds from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. For more information, contact the Parks and Recreation and Cultural Arts Department at 954-797-1181. Last but not least, happy birthday to all the April babies. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Alfonso?
I just want to say that I've had an amazing month and a half, meeting a lot of folks in the town, and I never really realized how many events we have going on. And a lot of happy and smiling faces, so I'm glad to be part of it. Thank you.
And Councilmember Starkey?
Well, unfortunately, I'm going to start off with what a little bit of a somber moment, if we will. The Vice Mayor of Coral Springs, some of you, I'm sure, have already heard, as well as many people have also heard that she was murdered by her husband, and she's the Vice Mayor of Coral Springs. I happen to know the lady. She was a remarkable woman, breath of sunshine, always happy, always cheerful, always one of those up-and-coming young ladies that we looked forward to being around and working with her in Tallahassee or Washington. It was always exciting because she was always full of knowledge and full of questions, so it was really nice to be around her. They will be holding a service for her on Friday at the Church of Christ, I guess it is. There's information that I can get to everybody. Friday at 12:30. So I wanted everyone to know that her life will be celebrated again. I attended two of the other celebrations of her life immediately after, and in Coral Springs, and the overwhelming, love for her was evident by everybody who attended. It was really beautiful. And I'm sorry to say that, but keep her and her family, not him, her and her family in your prayers, because they've lost a lot in her family over the past 2 months. Anyway, there's a summer food program. I was happy to connect Renee with the Harvest. As you know, she collects food all year long with our schools and other, even the town of Davie. And I've kind of put them together with both the two Davie Boys and Girls Clubs, as well as what was the other one I did? I have to look at my notes. That kind of tore me up a minute. So, well, there's another one that we were working with her as well as an organization that'll get the food out to, PAL. We're going to work with PAL, hopefully. If she can get a contact number, I'm going to have her contact them as well. So that was the other one I was looking at in Davie, so that she can get food for the summer school, for the kids' programs. And she's all excited about making sure that that gets done. I love working with Renee. Many of us have worked with her over the years, and now I'm happy to say my children and grandchildren, I've passed the torch on to them, and they are actively involved with that organization quite a bit now too. So that's always good. We celebrated a wonderful opportunity at Ranch Rome to raise money and awareness for, for the Boys and Girls Club. And all of you were there with your cowboy on, and I was happy to see you all participating. And Mayor's been a longtime sponsor. And, there was over 1,200 people who attended it at the Bergeron Rodeo Arena out west on 27. And we've been involved in that with the Boys and Girls Club for many, many years, and it's just an amazing thing of what they do. And I never have a bad time when I go out there. It's always a hootin' and a hollering, a lot of fun. Alligator wrestling, they had snakes. No, not me, no snakes. They have all kinds of fun auctions and things like that made it a lot of fun too. So the other thing, I was on vacation. And of course, I can't not go to Tryon, if you've ever heard me talk about it in the past. And that's an equestrian center in North Carolina. And I've always brought back, David Quigley knows, as well as staff, I always bring back pictures of a lot of things. And we saw the horseshoe, as you'll see, the bike racks that you've all approved now for our own town. I've come back with some good ideas again, and I've taken pictures of Tryon. You would not believe how big they've expanded. It's amazing. And while I was there, two of my dear friends from Forest Ridge, neighbors that I've known for years, moved up that way. Her daughter used to jump and would win purses as high as $340,000 on one purse. She made millions going around the world jumping, equestrian dressage and all that beautiful stuff. And she's no longer doing it, but her mother's working at Tryon the same day I went there. So texting her, where are you? Had a lot of fun catching up with that. And some of the other fun places I went to, of course, I took a lot of fun pictures. Anytime I go away, it's always good, and I love bringing back good ideas that I can share with you all. They also, they have painted horses.
Yeah.
And I knew you'd like that. So I took pictures of some of the painted horses because we've approved, and they're going around town in the wonderful places that we're putting ours, and they were just beautiful. So they have painted horses too. Now we do.
Good. Thank you very much. Councilmember Louis?
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it. Open my computer real quick here. First, let me inform everybody, the Davie residents who receive utility services from the city Sunrise. Sunrise will be performing a water chlorination event beginning Monday, April 27th, and that will run through Monday, May 25th of 2026. The other thing I wanted to mention is the Sounds of the Town concert in the park will take place this Friday, April the 17th, 2026 at 6 p.m. at 3801 South Pine Island Road. The other thing I want to mention was last Saturday night I had the opportunity to go to our jazz festival, got to see our mayor and Councilmember Alfonso there, and I had someone with me that actually grew up in the neighborhood where I grew up with. I went to elementary and high school with him and lives in North Carolina, and he could not quit talking all night. We left and went out to dinner about how nice the town of Davie is, what a nice place, and how well run the jazz festival was. He says, man, this Davie is a really wonderful town. He said, when I lived here, I remember it's just a small he said, this is a well-run, nice town. And the compliments he kept giving me all night, I just wanted to convey that to the rest of the council. How someone came here for vacation, was just so impressed with our town.
Thank you.
Love Davie, love this place. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. I got a couple of exciting things. I brought us up at one of the last meetings about celebrating the American cowboy at the June rodeo. Well, I was contacted by Fred Siegel from the Broward County Farm Bureau, and he would like to participate in the salute to the American cowboy by bringing in the Farm Bureau that's being considered for the June rodeo. And what he's done is suggested that it be registered as an official America 250 event, and that the town also invite Kate McGregor, who is the Deputy Secretary of the Interior in Washington, D.C. And he said he'd be glad to help with any of that in setting up registering it as an official event and also inviting the Deputy Secretary. Excuse me. He also suggested that we might invite the Sons and Daughters of the American Revolution organizations, and I wanted to mention to Jeff, because I know you're going to be setting up a meeting with Troy and a few other people, that you might want to include Jason Ramsey. He is a member of the Sons of American Revolution, and his wife is a daughter of the American Revolution, and Fred Siegel's wife is a member of the Daughters of American Revolution. So we can really have a great event at this rodeo. So I'd appreciate if you would do that. And I look forward to the contact with Weekly and the Pro Rodeo. When I talked to Troy, I talked about the possibility of bringing in some cracker horses, because Florida had cowboys and cattle ranchers before any other state. And when they start to celebrate the American cowboy in Oklahoma, the question was, why not Florida? So making Florida part of the official America 250 would be very exciting. So I'm looking forward to that. I just had to bring this out. I just found this out. We have a banana plantation in downtown Fort Lauderdale. The old parking lot across from the old courthouse, they've dug up the asphalt. It was empty. They dug up the asphalt, and they planted the whole thing in bananas. So in the middle of downtown Fort Lauderdale, we have agriculture, strong and vibrant. I think that's really exciting. It's gone bananas, right?
Oh, wait, what?
And again, I want to say thank you to everybody that have been working on the Vietnam Wall. We're looking forward to that. And I want to remind everybody the importance of being informed and involved. We've had a couple of examples in the last weeks where participation meetings or participation in events in the town have become very, very important, and people are taking note. And we've always talked about how important it is for people to pay attention, to be involved, and to voice their opinions. And to remind everybody the number of times that you have the opportunity to hear a development or hear something that is going to happen in the town. There's always 2 participation meetings. When the item comes before the town, they are required to have 2 citizen participation meetings. And this is placed on our website. There's a planning and zoning meeting. There's a council meeting. And if it's a public hearing, there are 2 council meetings. There are workshops, community forums, goal-setting sessions. There are so many opportunities for people to get involved and to listen to what's happening in the town. And it's proven in the last few weeks to be very, very important and very successful, that people are paying attention, and we appreciate that, because it makes our job a lot easier to help you if you help us help yourselves. The other thing I would like to mention is that like to include a farmer's market, possibly to our Saturday garden workshop. But I was talking to Jeff, and he said that there's a possibility that during the summer, we could use the rodeo arena for a series of farmers markets that would be great, because it's undercover in case there's rain, there's heat, the fans. So we have a great opportunity to add some farmers market. And this comes from requests from a number of residents, so.
I've been asking for that for years.
Right, right.
Yes, great.
So I appreciate that Jeff is going to be looking into
Thumbs up
that.
with everybody.
What? Yeah, yeah.
Everybody's
Thumbs
got
up,
the
everybody,
thumbs
yeah.
up here.
So, thank you very much. Mr. Lemack, you have?
No, I have nothing this evening, thank you.
Mr. Weinthal?
I have nothing to add.
Okay, if there's no other objection, we're adjourned.